Hi, welcome to the RKKR Horror Book Club, where we read one horror book a month and then come on here and talk about it like our opinions matter. My name is Kaitlyn, and that is Rob, Devil in the Blue Dress, Lamontang.
That is brutal.
I know, I forgot.
That's one of your weakest ones.
I know, I'm really sorry.
That's okay.
So, bad reference. This month we read the book Horns by Joe Hill. This book is about Ig, where his girlfriend dies under mysterious circumstances and the whole town thinks that he did it. So one night he goes out to her grave or the site where she was murdered and kind of like destroys it and hates God for what happened to her. And then the next day he wakes up with horns and has this ability that people have to tell him their secrets or their inner thoughts that they would never say out loud. And then using this power, he kind of finds out who did it and why. Crazy read. It was the first book that Rob and I ever read together. So like 15 years ago or something.
It was a reference by you that basically snowballed into what we are doing right now. Yeah, that's a pretty good rundown of how things go. Because the book does hit the ground running. Like almost immediately, you are seeing what Ignatius. I love that name, by the way. Iggy, like Ig, like it says it's such an awesome name. But yeah, it right off of the start of the book, Ig wakes up, and we kind of go backwards from like to pick up the pieces as to how he got the horns, what the horns can actually do. He actually develops more powers with them, all under just a horrific backstory. Like just the love of his life, she's murdered in a horrible way. Also, I forgot how bad Lee was. Like really, really bad. I totally long time ago we read this. I was when it goes over what he did. Jesus Christ!
Like he is a psychopath. I was gonna ask you what it was like reading this the second time through. Like for me, I had no idea. I totally forgot how bad Lee was, just like what you're saying. And I didn't know that you basically find out that Lee did it in chapter 1. Like chapter 1 or chapter 2. I truly thought this was like he was a detective going from like place to place. I completely forgot this story.
Yeah, you find out real quick, like that Ig is innocent and Lee did it, and it is just backwards on like what happened. And then even when you kind of catch up with everything, there's still like a shocker in there that like because there's a certain point where Ig's girlfriend Marin breaks up with him, and for like just a tiny fraction of time in that story, you're like, well, Marin's kind of a jerk too, like she's breaking his heart. There's no real reason for what she's doing, and then you find out this just horrific thing that's happening to her, and it just makes it worse all of a sudden. So
Dude.
yeah,
it tearjerker. Like I remember crying a lot the first time I read it, and I cried a lot this time. And then it's so funny that after the book, I rewatched the movie. And
I just want to say I did not cry.
That's because you're heartless. You're heartless.
Yeah. It's me. I'm heartless. Yes.
Yeah, you are. And then we were rewatching the movie Horns, which I do not recommend. Worst book adaptation. You cannot watch that movie unless you've read the book and can appreciate this book. I will say, rereading it now, it felt very YA to me. I don't remember feeling that way when I was like 23. I don't remember feeling that. But rereading it now, being 38, I was like, oh, yeah, like it's a pretty young adult. But okay, we were watching the movie and I was getting really upset because I'm like, oh my God, they're like ruining this character, blah, blah, blah. And Scott was like, well, what actually happened? And I was like looking at Scott, sobbing, explaining like what happened in the book.
There was parts of this book where Joe Hill writes scenes that all I could think was, did you really grow up in an environment where you would have experienced something like this, like with the whole going down the hill on the cart, hanging out with like all these different like kids? All of it, like all I could think was, did you read your dad's books and pick up scenes from your dad's life that he would have referenced for his books and then just use that as your own? You know, like
Mm.
in the direct influence from that, because all like this is Stephen King's son. Joe Hill is Stephen King's son, and I just feel like he wouldn't have grown up in something like that. So like I just couldn't get it out of my mind that he must have been a pretty big fan of Stephen King and kind of borrowed writing styles like that from him.
Yeah.
It felt very Stephen King ish, like Stand by Me and like stuff like that.
Yeah.
Uh but yeah, that I don't know. I just couldn't get it out of my head. That's what I kept feeling. Also, the guy who narrated the book, because I didn't read it, I just did narration. Fred Berman, he made Lee Tourneau's character seem very devious right at the start. Like
Really?
I, I was like, okay, you're giving away. I don't know. Like even though you find out really quick that he is a piece of shit, it still was just like, do you have to give him like a voice of a piece of shit? Like right off the top. Like he was
Oh.
like, yeah, I didn't really help you, Ig. I just barely saved your life, Ig. Like it was like that kind of tone. And I want to be
Um,
like, wouldn't everybody just kind of acknowledge that like this guy's a fucking asshole?
yeah. I mean, I guess hearing someone being that devious, it would be like, man, how could you guys, like these
Not
people who
pick
go
up
to
on it.
church and everything, like, how could you not think he was like a little creepy? But I guess
Yeah.
Marin did think he was a little creepy, right? Well, not really, because they were friends.
Yeah. Like really, really good friends. And
Yeah.
so this is what the difference between like reading and an audiobook, because you are forced a character voice from somebody else, and sometimes they do a really 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 good job with it. Other times, like this guy Fred Berman did really good characters throughout the book, but like his Lee Tourneau, I was just like, come on man, he's evil
Yeah.
right off the rip. Like that's just too, I don't know, you're giving it away.
And it's also like it's creepier reading it for me where you know as the reader how awful this guy is
Yeah,
and he's chameleon. Like he's
exactly.
he
That's
can look
exactly
like
it.
his whole thing is that he is absolutely psychopathic,
Yeah,
but he looks at Ig and is like, how can I act like him? Because
yeah,
that's what Marin wants. And there's something rereading it now, I'm like, wow, how did I fucking not realize how creepy this dude was? Like
yeah.
I just completely forgot about Lee as a character.
Yeah, yeah, the same. It's kind of strange, like listening to it now. The focus kind of turned into how bad Lee is. It wasn't so much as like what was happening with Ig and like even like having the horns. After a while, I was kind of like, well, I kind of want to keep going back to the psychopath and like the way he perceives situations where Marin is doing all these, like it's awful. Like it is straight up, he is awful. So
Yeah.
Joe Hill writes a really good character that way. I really was like, holy shit, he's really bad. I, I love a good villain, and Lee Tourneau is a really, really well written villain. He's awful.
Yeah. One question for you is like, what is Lee though? I was so confused at the memory of Lee as a kid at his house, looking over top of his farm and like having the ability to like flick his dad off the road because he like hated his dad or whatever. Or, no, he didn't hate his dad, but he knew that he could do that if he wanted. And then
Yeah.
like what happened to the cat? Like what was that? I don't remember that at all the first time reading it. Like is that
I don't know. All I can think is a lot of these characters probably have a little bit of the shine
okay, that's what
because
I was wondering is if it was like The Shine or something.
yeah, and if you don't know what the shine is, Stephen King and Joe Hill both write their uh, characters and worlds overlapping it a lot, and so like The Shining with like characters with abilities. Doctor Sleep. Even the Treehouse of the Mind was in Nosferatu, which was also acknowledged. God damn, like kind of. I think like in the Dark Tower series, like that even overlaps like a bit with that.
Really?
Yeah, they. That's what I why I love Stephen King and Joe Hill, because they both have these worlds that they find a way to navigate back into.
Mm.
But that's all I could think of was that, like, okay, a lot of these characters probably have like a touch of the shine and like other things. I mean,
Mm.
clearly Marin and Ig had something. Maybe it was more Marin because the Treehouse of the Mind, they created that together, right?
Oh, did they?
Yeah,
For
that's why
love?
he could not find it. Yeah, that's why he couldn't find it. But then when he kind of got his demon abilities, he was able to navigate back to. He would see it every once in a while, right? Like that
Yeah.
pull would be there.
Yeah.
Shit, what was he like? I think, yeah, I was gonna make notes about all kinds of connections that they have in like the other worlds, but we can do that when we read another Joe Hill book, like Nosferatu.
Man, we really should. I think that would be so fun.
That's a long one. That's a big,
Not
big.
really.
Yeah, go pull it out.
I'm
It's
just
a
looking.
big book.
I know it's down there, but I
Or
don't
is it
remember
in
it.
my library?
Oh my god, did you take it?
And you know what's crazy is I didn't even read it. I just audiobooked it.
Dude, every
And
book I've ever lent you. And there's some I've never gotten back. Like The Fireman, I gave you
oh, I
that.
love it. Love it. I didn't read it either. I audiobooked it too. But you know
Oh,
what? Both of those books. We should just go on like a next year, Joe Hill all year. That's what we're doing.
2026, baby, Joe
Yeah,
Hill.
please. Yeah, Joe Hill. Let's go, Joe Hill.
Ho, ho, ho.
Yeah, I knew
Real, I love him though. He can't do the one thing I will say is I didn't love the way he described Marin all the time.
it.
Like there was no I guess there was personality. I think it was just so like focused on her white skin and red hair that I was
Beauty.
like, oh yeah. I just didn't remember that.
I agree. I
Mm.
couldn't tell you much more about Marin other than she wanted to go to school, and like she wasn't, for being like a victim, it was mostly about Ignatius and Lee, and
Mhm.
like just those two guys.
Oh my
And I
god,
guess
and his brother. Like I
his
didn't
brother.
know that his brother was like the ending. I didn't remember the ending at all. I love this book, man. It was really fun. It was really nice to reread it. That's the first time I think I've ever reread a book.
No, it's not.
It's not?
We did a reread of The Troop.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I'm not
You
kidding.
even watch the show?
I have the worst memory in the world. I totally forgot that we did that. Okay. Yeah, so you're right. This is yeah. But I was nervous going in because I was like, what if I hate it
My
this
name's
time?
Kaitlyn, and I just make up random bullshit facts. Is that getting edited out?
Yeah,
Don't
it
write the
is.
time down.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm editing it out. But anything else that you wanted to say? Did you want to go into rating it?
Yeah. I would give this a good 4.3 foreheads growing horns out of 5. I would say that. Yeah.
I would give this 666 deviled eggs out of 667. Just kidding. I give this 4.9 deviled eggs out of
4.9.
yeah, 4.9 at 4.9 deviled eggs out of 5. But
Okay.
loved it. I give the movie 0. 0 out of 5. I really wanted you to watch the movie so we could talk about how much it was awful.
I did not want to watch the movie. I'll watch it at a later time to kind of talk about it. I probably would not have been able to finish the movie if ever I go from like book to movie or TV show,
Mhm.
I'm immediately like, ugh, I already got to this part. Like I'm already like past it. Like now, like I want to get to the ending and see how you change
Oh,
it in the end. Like,
yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I did look at the characters from the movie to kind of put a face to some of them.
Worst thing
Um,
you could have done.
Lee Tourneau in the movie looks like just a little bitch, you know?
He is, yeah, and it's like in the book he's supposed to look like an angel.
Yeah.
So like he's supposed to be blonde, blue, like he's supposed to look like this beautiful like
Did they describe him as blonde, blue hair?
Mhm. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
When he's in church with Marin and it's like when they're really little, when they all first meet is when Ig sees him and is like, "Oh my god, like basically like this guy is beautiful," because
Right.
there's like this juxtaposition of Lee looking like an angel and then Ig being skinny and dark hair,
Yeah.
and he's the good person and
Ah,
Lee is like this psychopath,
right.
and then Marin is just this beautiful being.
Angelic.
Yeah.
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 Okay. Well, so next month's pick is actually a suggestion from Amy and Grant. It's called Fever House, and it's written by Keith Rawson. 13
Amazing.
hours and 45-minute listen. Jesus Christ. We got the
I've already
big one.
started.
Same with me. I already started.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah. Is that everything from everyone here?
I guess.
Okay.
Well, see you next month.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.